Hey YouTube, welcome to the first episode of Let's Talk, a new show I'm trying out. If you guys haven't seen the video where I talk about this show and kind of sort of, explain how things are going to go down, then you should definitely go and take a look at that. Go see what that's like. And yeah, people are being slow, not going. Anyways, definitely go check that out so you know where I'm coming from for the idea of this show, how I'm going to actually film this and fit it in with the rest of my schedule, so it kind of all makes a little bit of sense. And if you have seen that, I do need to mention this is a day later because my battery was dying. Final thing I need to mention before we dive into today's topic is there was a little bit of wind, so I'm trying something crazy. Because I've seen before where you can use a little bit of the blue tack and then just a little bit of fuzzy feather boa or something and use the tack to hold it down over your camera's microphone to act as sort of a dead cat, a wind muff, whatever you want to call it, get the wind away. I didn't have that and it's a little bit windy, so you guys might be able to see I put a band-aid on top of my camera, and in the little test I did, it is actually working. Anyways, in this episode we are going to talk about music and a different way to listen to music. So, first thing we need to address is the ways that people actually listen to music, because there are several different ways that is accomplished. So, first of all, some people listen to music, and if it's a tune that gets them wanting to dance, a tune that they like, they'll listen to it, maybe put it in their music collection even. And they don't really pay attention to the lyrics, which might actually not be good lyrics. Could be about, could be about inappropriate stuff outside of marriage. Could be about, killing people, some violent acts and stuff. And I wouldn't recommend listening to music this way. Because, well, it will have an effect on you. You might listen to a song about killing people and you won't go out and kill somebody, but you'll be more violent. You'll probably be a little bit more violent after listening to that song. So I don't recommend listening to it too. And with me, I don't listen to music that way at all. But it's kind of sad because music is very catchy, a lot of catchy tunes. When I listen to music, I listen first for the tune, and if the tune catches my interest, then I pay more attention to the lyrics, see what it's talking about. Is it a song that I want in my music collection, or is it one that I shouldn't? And a lot of times they're like, this sounds awesome. Oh, nah, I can't put this in my music collection. And it's kind of sad, but hey, I don't put that in my music collection. And then on the other side, I'll be like, at my former job, I would find myself, I used to work at a pizza place, and I found myself doing dishes, and I would start singing lyrics to some of the songs that I know because I've heard them so much on the radio, but I'm not trying to. And then they're like, oh, what am I doing? Singing bad lyrics. Oops. Sorry. So, yeah. Now, another way that people listen to music is, just like I said, you listen for the music, find out what it's about, decide if you want to keep it in your collection. You're more involved in the lyrics. And then there's, super involved. Sometimes you just listen to it, and if it doesn't sound bad, you're good to go. But then other times, like me, I actually... Oh, hey. Cool. Powerade bottle. Cap is worth 3 points. So for me, I actually listen to the lyrics in depth, review them with my mom a lot of times, figure out exactly what it's talking about. What do they mean by this stuff? And doing that, you can get a pretty good feel for an artist. Get a pretty good feel if what they're creating, or rather, as I should say nowadays, what their company is having them sing is, find out if it's good or not. Do they have really good messages? And because they're out there in media, you can't expect them to be good all the time either. So they might have some good stuff and then all of a sudden have some bad stuff because they're just out there in media. Coming up on some sprinklers here, so I gotta be careful to not get my camera wet. Hold my coat up. Barrier. So, it's no guarantee, and especially sometimes with like words, you know, like I like the group Bastille, which I wish I was wearing my t-shirt for them now, but I'm not. But I found one at the thrift store, maybe I'll show you guys later. But I like them. They got some really good messages about life and stuff. Then there was one song that had a pretty good message, but it also had a couple of words in there. A little bit disappointing, but hey, I like them. So those are kind of sort of ways that people listen to music, and I'm the one who actually super analyzes and finds out about the lyrics. And it's nice once you find out the kind of theme of what the artist is doing. Then you can say, yeah, the rest of their music's probably going to be okay. They're an okay artist to allow into my life. But now, there's one more thing I do when listening to music, is I will put a song on, repeat, and then 3 hours later, I'm like, okay, let's switch now. And then I do that one for 3 hours, you know, and then I might go back to the first song the next day. So I listen to music on repeat a lot. Yes, I do listen to albums too. I have a few albums that I'll listen to more of the entire album on and stuff, but I'm almost always listening to music, especially when I'm walking. There are times where, what am I thinking of? There are times where I'm like, nah, I don't feel like listening to music right now. I just feel like listening to the cars and the wind, birds chirping in the trees, people talking, sound of my footsteps. It varies, but I do listen to music quite a bit, especially when I'm doing other tasks and things. Working on the computer, doing things that don't require me to actually listen to them, listen to music. It's cool. So, now let's get into the new way to listen to music, which I need to paint a picture for you, first of all. So, this was quite a while ago, but I used to be dating this girl, and we're not dating anymore. Yes, it was really sad. It was kind of mutual agreement, kind of not. Well, a little bit more on the not side, okay? But we're still good friends. I even filmed her wedding reception, which, hey, see, that's how good of friends we are. And so, but, you know, there was a point where I was on a walk with her one day when we were dating. We had a really, really good time talking. For me, it was amazing. Because, especially since I had somebody that I trusted enough that I could tell some deep stuff. I mean, I didn't go too deep, and there were some things where they're like really personal, and so I could only kind of sort of hint about them and say, there's stuff going on. I can't say what it is, but it's going on. But it was great because I knew I could get a third opinion, or a second opinion, or whatever, you know. I wasn't going to my parents and getting almost the same thing each time. I knew I could go, and I could get a completely different perspective. That was wonderful. I want to thank you for that. And I look forward to that again when I start dating again after my mission and all that stuff. It's going to be great. But, oh man, that was so wonderful to have that. It was so wonderful to have that extra opinion. You know that I could get some completely different answer, try it a completely different way. Oh. And so then I described that day without mentioning who it was. I said, I had a wonderful day with my date, or girlfriend. It went like this. And I used the song Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol. Love that song. It's not my favorite song, that's Sky Full of Stars, but that was a perfect description of that day. And then, of course, later on we broke up, and so that song did make me a little bit sad for a little bit. And there were other songs that made me a little bit sad. But, I still wanted to go on, and when I got happy again, I went back to listening to that song. And there wasn't really a period where I really didn't want to listen to that song. It was just kind of love songs in general. I also found a different way to appreciate some songs. After I was listening to music on my phone, and I realized just how deep the album Ingrid Michaelson, it's got Girls Chase Boys in there. I think that's the name of the album. No, it's One Night Town. I don't know, the album with Girls Chase Boys in there, it's got One Night Town, Time Machine, a bunch of other cool songs. I realized how kind of sort of some of those songs are a little bit deeper than I realized they were. But, so, I still listened to it afterwards. And it was really only like a day or so where I really kind of wanted to shut out all music like that, about love or about sadness. And in times like this, sometimes people gravitate towards sadness and listening to sad music, which actually is another way that people listen to music. They listen to music because, I don't fully understand why, because I don't listen to music as much based on my mood. If I'm feeling sad, I don't default to sad music, but I also don't default to happy music or music with no words in it. I just listen to whatever I happen to feel like. Just the same as the day before when I was happy. If I feel like listening to music, my decision on what music I listen to maybe it's going to be like 10% affected by my mood. We'll say that. So, but some people do that, and my best guess for why is because it empathizes with them. Because they feel like somebody else has their same viewpoint. But then, of course, you kind of have to realize that the artist might not have actually gone through a breakup like that. They could just be singing about it. So, I don't know, but it definitely empathizes with people, and that's why I think some people do that. But I don't. And, you know, while I'm on that track, I don't even listen to soft music to help me go to sleep. If I'm tired and can't sleep, I'll just put on whatever and listen to that. So, just whatever I feel like. So people, yeah, so they kind of empathize, but some people shut the music out that makes them sad. Especially when they're feeling sad, like with the song Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol. One of my managers at the pizza shop I used to work at, he couldn't listen to it at all and would always go back to the computer with the internet radio and skip it if it came on. Because it reminded him of somebody he used to love. And I get that, I can understand why. But if that's you, if you're the one who's going through that, then here's what you can do to still listen to those songs and listen to them in a different way. Instead of thinking about how sad it makes you feel because you broke up with somebody or whatever, think about why you liked that song in the first place. What was your reason for it? And in the case of Chasing Cars, well, I first listened to it, who knows how long ago. Around when it came out, it was on the radio, and it's a cool song. The tune got me hooked. And I listened to the lyrics. The lyrics were good, and they were true. And that day I was talking about earlier with my former girlfriend, perfectly described that day. There's absolutely nothing wrong with just laying there. Not even thinking about your troubles. Well, in my case, I kind of was, but in a different light. I was just so relaxed and happy. I knew I could get a third opinion. How else do I describe that? I knew I could get a third opinion. I knew that I could say all of my troubles, and then just for a moment, listen to a short answer that I could tuck away for later, and then just lay there and not even think about it. I knew I'll be able to bring that answer up later when it comes time. But right now, let's just relax and not even think about it. That is a wonderful feeling. And it's kind of tricky to get when you're not dating somebody or around them and stuff like that. And part of it's because we seek human connection. I'll be talking more about that probably in some other episode. But so, it was wonderful, and that song described it, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. The song is perfectly clean, and so I liked it. And so now, whenever I listen to it, I kind of listen to it for the reason I listened to it the first time I heard it, and liked it, and started listening to it again. Good tune, good lyrics. If you can find out why you liked it in the first place, and listen to it again that way, it might be completely changed. Maybe it will make you still a little bit sad, but you might not cry. You might not have to suck those tears in and do things that way because it's on and sad and you're at work and you can't change the radio. Who knows? So definitely try listening to music. Definitely try listening to music in that sort of a way. Listen to it for the reason you listened to it when you first heard it. And even if that's not the case, maybe try it anyways if you've been listening to a song for a long time, and just try and see what it does. You might look at it differently again. Maybe your view on that song has changed because you've heard it so many times. But then you think about why and it changes it. I don't know. I haven't tried that one, because if I like a song, you can guarantee I'm listening to it for a long, long time. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, which all of that stuff is a great sort of neat little package. This is kind of separate, but still about music, is so something I learned from one of my friends. Apparently nowadays, a lot of musicians aren't actually writing their songs, and kind of like, why? And I kind of I didn't appreciate I didn't like modern music as much after that. I mean, still all the modern songs that I'd heard that I liked, yes, they're still there. I still like them, but kind of sort of less so. And I was talking with my mom, and she pointed out that some people are good at singing, but they can't write. And oh, so for them, yeah, that would be a good option for them. Have them get on that bandwagon. Which, yeah. But it's still kind of sad that you can't. And if you've been around for a while, yes, you can write music. If you've been around for a little while, you can actually start writing your own songs. Like, my friend believed that Maroon 5. I love Adam Levine's voice. You got a good voice. Some of your songs are okay, most of them aren't. But, you know, like, they've been around long enough that they probably are writing some of their own original music. And so here's the solution that I think would be great and give us... Oh, it'd be so nice. Music companies, if you're listening, try this out. So, what you do is when you acquire a new singer, musician, whatever, somebody who's good at playing, you know, you let them write 1, maybe 2 songs each album that you're having them do. And judge their popularity based off of that. If those are the 2 most popular songs, or they're really popular, let them start writing music sooner and see how it goes. You know, if they're not very popular, maybe, you know, let them continue to do it. And see if it gets anywhere after a while. You might just have to say, you're a good singer, but you can't write. You can keep singing for us, but no more albums per thing. You know, I think that would be great. You could really find out if people are good or not. Because the other reason too why they're probably doing it this way is because they kind of know what's going to be popular, and so they can't spend a lot of money on someone who's not. Which my companion likes a lot of indie artists, and I kind of do too. Some of them are great. You know, like Maddie Lee. She sings a lot of popular music and stuff as covers, but then has her own original songs, which I like those too. So if you see this video, I'm going to be sending it to your page too. Good job. There's another one. I can't think of her name. I know it's not Demi Lovato, although she does have some good songs that have some good messages in there. But it's something similar. Like I looked that up once thinking it was what I was looking for. I can't remember. And with the kind of stuff that this girl puts in her music, her original songs, she's in like Nashville or somewhere out southern, but it almost seems like she's Mormon. If you're seeing this video, you know, hey, I mean, it looks like you're Mormon. It's not a bad thing at all. That's a really good thing. But it's just her music, and if I think of the name, I'll put it in the description. Somebody remind me to do that. But her name, the music she puts in there, the lyrics they're so pure and they're true. And that's what I love in a song. I love when it hits spot on with things instead of only a half truth. And which a lot of songs, you know, a lot of songs do. Like, I don't need to, well, I want to give an example of a half-truth, but I can't think of one. Well, like, I mean, there are some breakup songs that are like, you know, I really love you, and we're breaking up, and it's so sad, and I can't have anybody else. I mean, it's true that it's sad and whatnot, but you should be able to go on and find somebody else. Find somebody as good, if not better. Which, I would say 90% of the time, 99.99% of the time, that other somebody will be better, because logic proves this. You're breaking up with that one person for a reason. And so, when you find the other person, they hope they won't have that reason. Otherwise, you're stuck in not so great relationships. I mean, this is just a very basic example, but if there's... One moment. I kind of love it when yeah, there we go. I love it when there's that effect going on with light shining through the clouds. It's like a vision or something. But... what am I thinking of? Now I see a face in the clouds. See if you guys see it. Please adjust. There's a good sample of the camera. That's kind of where I'm seeing face, but it's too bright for you to see face. I could have to manual that, so never mind. Come on, zoom out. You're being... I need to change that to fast again. Anyways. Where was I? Relationships and... Oh, so, if you're in a relationship and the person is always teasing you, not super extremely bad teasing, but it's just little teases every once in a while, and it's something that bugs you, and so you break up with them because it's tough for you to live around them, you know, sort of a thing. Then the next person that you date is most likely not going to have that. And there are also times where they're breaking up with you for some reason, but you don't have any problem with them, they have a problem with you, kind of a thing. So there are songs that talk about that, and it's kind of a half-truth to say, it's kind of not a good idea to say, I'm never gonna date anybody else. I love you so much, but now that you're gone, it's no more. No. There's, a song that hits this spot on is... Oh, what's the name? It's by Kelly Clarkson. Let me just say the lyrics, because I can't think of the name right now, but like the chorus goes, I want you to know that it doesn't matter where we take this road, someone's got to go. And I want you to know that you couldn't have loved me better. I want you to move on. I'm already gone. That is perfect. She has recognized that it's not a great relationship for them. I mean, it even says something about finding someone that doesn't always make you want to cry. He loves her, and so it sounds like he's kind of sort of blind to the fact that there's something she does that is a habit that kind of makes him cry. And it's kind of give and take. There are some things where, yes, it might be a good idea to change. Like, if you are teasing a little bit too much, it might not be a good idea to continue teasing. Maybe sort of stop and tease people less. But but the other thing too is, sorry about that, guys, I forgot about the recording limit, so I'm gonna have to edit this in. But anyways, so basically what I was saying, in summary, there are some things that are a good idea to change if someone asks you to, and other things that aren't. Like, maybe teasing is a good idea to tease a lot less or not at all. But in my case, like, I don't play video games very often. Sometimes I will play for Minecraft for a couple of hours on Saturday, maybe twice a month. And, like, I play games in class to help me concentrate. More on that in a different episode. And so if a girlfriend asks me to stop playing video games, I would say that's a kind of unrealistic request. No, I'm not going to. No, things like that. So, yeah. But ultimately, the song is very good. It hits 100% true how things should be. And like I was saying with him, too, maybe not necessarily blind, but the other thing I realized, too, which I'll probably talk about in another episode, is, like, maybe she was just being a slight tease to him, and so that kind of hurt his feelings, and he didn't like it, but yet he knew that the pain he would feel from the breakup would be too much to bear, and so he didn't want to do that. He's like, no, I'll take this little bit of pain or the rest. In that situation, what you have to realize is, okay, so I can be teased the rest of my life and not feel good about it, or I can break up, have sadness for extreme a month, maybe two, that's the extreme side of things, then find somebody else and get married to them and be happy without teasing. So, anyways, those are my thoughts on music. I'm going to try and keep these videos around 20 minutes or so, but I do talk for quite a bit, so I need to watch my recording time. Anyways, but let me guys know what you thought of this style, what you think of things, in the comments, how it went. If you guys want to see more of this, I'll be doing more episodes, you know, so you guys really get a feel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I shouldn't have to explain what you guys need to do, but you guys, you know, if you liked it, subscribe and all that stuff. People say it because it helps. Anyways, we'll see you guys later.